Our story today is an adapted Middle Eastern Islamic folktale, which is attributed to different countries, including Turkey and Syria. The story continues in our theme of invitation this month and invites us into considering how we might expand our view of others. Mullah Nasruddin had been working in the fields all day long. He was tired and sweaty, and his clothes and shoes were covered with mud and stains. And because he had been fasting all day long for Ramadan, he was quite hungry. But finally, it was almost sundown, and Nasruddin knew that he would be able to eat soon. The wealthiest man in town had invited everyone to come break their fast in his home that evening with a huge feast. He knew that he would be late if he went home to change his clothes before heading into town, so he decided it was better to arrive in dirty clothes than to be late. Oh, what a party it would be! What a feast! As he walked to the wealthy man's home, he imagined the delicious foods that he would soon be eating: dates and lentils and chickpeas and olives, bread, hummus, falafel, chicken and beef, and best of all, the desserts: date rolls, figs, baklava. When he arrived, the wealthy man opened the door, looked him up and down, scornfully, from his worn, ragged clothes down to his muddy shoes, and without a word of welcome, he gestured for Nasruddin to come in and walked abruptly away. Nasruddin joined the throngs of people who were all dressed in their finest clothing. The tables were laden with all sorts of delicious foods, just like he imagined: the dates and the lentils and the chickpeas, the olives, the bread, the hummus, the falafel, and the desserts: the date rolls, the figs, and the baklava. Despite his efforts to hurry, the seats were all taken, and nobody tried to move or make space for him. In fact, nobody offered him food. He had to reach over and around people to get any food on his plate. Nobody spoke to him. It was as if he wasn't even there. The other guests ignored him so completely that he could not enjoy the food on his plate, no matter how finely prepared and how tasty it was. In fact, after only a few bites, he was so uncomfortable that he decided to leave. He hurried home, changed into his finest clothing, including a beautiful coat, and he returned. And this time, the host welcomed him with a huge smile. "Come in, come in." And as he entered, everyone waved and called to him from all corners of the room as they invited him to sit near them and offered him food. He sat down quietly. Picking up a plump fig, he carefully placed it in his coat pocket. "Eat, coat, eat." He next took a handful of nuts and put them in the pocket. "Eat, coat, eat." Now he began to feed his coat in earnest, grabbing all sorts of foods. He fed the coat lentils and chickpeas and olives and bread, hummus, falafel, chicken and beef, the desserts, the date rolls, the figs, the baklava. The people around him became silent as they watched him do this. Everyone started staring, wondering what he was doing. The host hurried over. "Nasruddin, what are you doing? Why are you feeding your coat in this manner?" "Well," replied Nasruddin, "when I first came to this feast in my old farming clothes, I was not welcome. No one would speak with me. But when I changed into this coat, suddenly I was greeted warmly. So I realized it was not me who was welcome at this party, but my clothing. And so I'm feeding my coat." And that is our story.